Warner Brothers is cooking up a fresh batch of the Lord of the Rings movies, and the first one, called The Hunt for Gollum, is hitting screens in 2026. This time around, we're diving deep into the world of Gollum, with the talented Andy Serkis taking the director's chair. And guess who's back? Yep, Peter Jackson, the mastermind behind the original trilogy, is producing alongside his buddies Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens. They're not just lending their names, they're rolling up their sleeves and getting involved in every aspect of the production. During an earnings call, Warner Brothers Discovery CEO spilled the beans, saying the flick's still in the oven, with the script being crafted by Walsh, Boyens, Phoebe Gittins, and Artie Papagiorgio. And get this, it's going to delve into some new and exciting storylines. The whole saga kicked off back in February 2023, when Warner Brothers big shots Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy sealed the deal to whip up multiple flicks based on J.R.R. Tolkien's beloved tales. And where are these magical movies brewing? Right under the New Line cinema label at WB. It's all thanks to Free Mode, a wing of Embracer Group who snagged the rights to Tolkien's masterpieces, including The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, through a venture named Middle-earth Enterprises. There's another Middle-earth treat heading our way. Warner Brothers is bringing us an animated flick called The Lord of the Rings: The War of the Rohirrim, directed by Kenji Kamiyama, set to hit screens on December 13th. And get this, it's a prequel, taking us a whopping 200 years back before the events of The Hobbit. In a heartfelt statement on Thursday, movie maestros Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy gave a big shout-out to the legendary trio Peter, Fran, and Philippa, who've been steering the Lord of the Rings ship for over 2 decades. They're the real MVPs, ensuring Tolkien's legacy stays intact on the silver screen while staying true to his literary genius. And guess what? They're teaming up again for these new projects. With Andy Serkis hopping on board to direct Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum, it's clear that the commitment to quality is stronger than ever. Jackson, Walsh, and Boyens were all in for the ride, expressing their excitement about revisiting Middle-earth alongside their buddy Andy Serkis to settle some unfinished business with that tricky character Gollum. As lifelong fans of Tolkien's rich universe, they're thrilled to team up with Mike DeLuca, Pam Abdy, and the whole gang at Warner Brothers for another grand adventure. Serkis himself chimed in with his signature Gollum-esque enthusiasm, declaring, "Yes, precious." He's ready to embark on this journey once more with his dear friends Peter, Fran, and Philippa, along with the rest of the crew. And with Weta and their filmmaking family in New Zealand joining the quest, it's shaping up to be quite the delectable adventure. Let's not forget the epic success of Jackson's original Lord of the Rings trilogy, which raked in nearly $3 billion worldwide. His subsequent trilogy based on The Hobbit matched those numbers, starring a stellar cast including Elijah Wood, Ian McKellen, Liv Tyler, Viggo Mortensen, Sean Astin, and Cate Blanchett. The original trilogy racked up a whopping 30 Academy Award nominations and snagged 17 wins, including the coveted Best Picture for The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King in 2003. Well, you might know all this already, but do you know what kind of creature Gollum is? In Peter Jackson's epic Lord of the Rings movies, we got a glimpse into the enigmatic world of Gollum, a creature with a mysterious connection to the One Ring. While the films touched on his pivotal moment of acquiring the ring and its profound impact on his existence, they left out many of the finer details about his life before and after that crucial event. In J.R.R. Tolkien's original writings, Gollum made his debut in The Hobbit as a sinister figure lurking in the shadows beneath the mountains, fixated on his precious golden trinket. Back then, there was no hint that Gollum had any ties to the Hobbit race. However, Tolkien later revised his vision, intertwining Gollum's fate with the creation of the One Ring. This retcon added layers to Gollum's backstory, unveiling a tale marked by dark deeds and tragic twists. Through Tolkien's meticulous world building, we learned more about Gollum's origins and the race to which he belonged. His character became a fascinating blend of Hobbit-like traits and the corruption wrought by the power of the ring. So, while the movies may have left some of these details in the shadows, Tolkien's writings shed light on the intricate tapestry of Gollum's identity and his complex journey through Middle-earth. Sméagol, once known by that gentler name before the One Ring twisted him into Gollum, belonged to a fascinating early iteration of hobbits in Middle-earth. They weren't quite called hobbits yet, but rather they were known as stewards, one of the three distinct groups that would eventually merge into the hobbits we know from The Lord of the Rings. As for Smeagol, he was a quintessential Stoor. His life revolved around water, honing his skills as a fisherman and swimmer under the guidance of his grandmother, who was the matriarch of their community. They likely lived in cave-like dwellings, surrounded by extended family. But everything changed for Smeagol on his birthday when his cousin Deagle stumbled upon a fateful discovery, a golden ring nestled in the waters of the Anduin River. And from that moment, Smeagol's destiny took a dark and twisted turn, setting the stage for the epic saga we know and love. In the murky waters of fate, Smeagol's life took a dark turn when he stumbled upon the One Ring, lost in the Anduin River for centuries after Isildur's demise. Fishing alongside his cousin Deagle, luck, or perhaps fate, brought the ring into their grasp. But what should have been a stroke of fortune turned into a tale of treachery. As depicted in The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King, Deagle unearthed the ring first, sparking a deadly greed in Smeagol's heart. Driven by an insatiable desire for the precious artifact, Smeagol demanded it as a birthday gift. When Deagle resisted, tragedy struck. In a moment of darkness, Smeagol's envy and lust for the ring consumed him, leading him to commit a heinous act, murdering his own cousin in cold blood. But the story doesn't end there. Despite returning to his family after the deed was done, Smeagol's newfound obsession with the ring soon consumed his every thought and action. Using its power for his own selfish desires, he began a downward spiral into darkness and isolation. Eventually, even his own kin turned against him, forcing him out into the unforgiving wilderness to fend for himself. Haunted by the truth of his actions, Gollum, the twisted remnants of Smeagol's former self, concocted a delusion to soothe his tortured mind, labeling the ring a birthday present. Yet even as he clung to this fragile lie, the weight of his crimes and the burden of the ring continued to gnaw at his soul, tormenting him until the end of his days. Understanding Gollum's roots as a type of hobbit, specifically a Stoor, is crucial to grasping the intricate tapestry of the Lord of the Rings narrative. While Gollum's character elicits a mix of pity and disdain, his role in the grand scheme of Middle-earth is nothing short of pivotal. Frodo's conflicted feelings toward Gollum mirror the complex emotions many readers and viewers experience. Initially, Frodo wrestled with the idea of Gollum's demise, believing it might have been for the best. However, Gandalf's insight into Gollum's continued existence hinted at a greater purpose yet to unfold. Indeed, without Gollum's unforeseen intervention, and ultimately his unwitting sacrifice, the destruction of the One Ring would have remained a distant dream. Gollum's significance as a Stoor hobbit underscores the unexpected power of the seemingly insignificant. In a world dominated by ambitious races vying for supremacy, hobbits stood apart with their simplicity and humility. Sauron's gaze passed over them, dismissing them as inconsequential. Yet it was precisely this overlooked quality that made hobbits uniquely resistant to the corrupting influence of the ring. In Gollum, we witness the embodiment of this resilience. Despite his descent into darkness, his Stoor heritage afforded him a stubborn tenacity that kept the ring from Sauron's clutches for centuries. In this sense, Gollum's journey comes full circle, highlighting the inherent strength and value of the hobbit race in the face of overwhelming evil. Well, that's it for today. What's your favorite aspect of Gollum's character? Or do you have any theories about his role in the upcoming Hunt for Gollum movie? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. We'll see you at the next one.